you sent out a statement basically saying that you want to see a ban on non-water additives in Texas water supply. Could you tell us a little bit about what you wanted to get across with that statement?
Well, I just like to get the government out of our lives. I'm a freedom loving, liberty loving guy, and I just don't like the government telling us what we have to do. I'm particularly worried about fluoride. Fluoride is now shown to cause arthritis, weak bone structure, cancer. It lowers the IQ in children, and it's linked to thyroid disease. So, 30 or 40 years ago, we started putting fluoride because there was a study said it would reduce cavities. Well, now we know more about it, and it's time we stop, poisoning ourselves and this mass medication scheme that's been going on for too long. And we're doing it without the patient's consent. So I'm calling on the legislature, Governor Abbott, to put a statewide ban on fluoride added to our water. Now, this is not a new idea. It's been done in Florida, Utah, I think Tennessee and New Hampshire have done it, even North Dakota. Even Texas cities are banning fluoride. It's banned in the city of Abilene. So I'm not against someone using fluoride in their water. I mean, if you want to do that, knock yourself out. Just don't make me do it. If you want fluoride, go to your local water shop, your water dealer, and buy your water in a jug that has fluoride in it. I actually buy all of my drinking water. My water doesn't have fluoride in it. I live in the country, but I'm on well water, but it's hard water, has a lot of minerals in it. So it clogs up my coffee maker, and I don't think it's good to drink. So we already get our water from a water shop. So I just think it's time we quit poisoning ourselves, putting any kind of chemicals in our drinking water. How about we just furnish nice, pure, clean, healthy drinking water? And if you don't want cavities, brush your teeth. You don't have to brush your teeth. You don't, just brush the ones you want to save. That's the plan, right?
So it sounds like you want to take away the blanket requirement for the state of Texas and leave it up to individuals whether or not they want fluoride in their water.
That would be perfect. That's the perfect scenario. You got it. I don't want to keep anybody from drinking water with fluoride in it. Just don't make the masses do it. Let that be your decision. I'm for freedom. If you want to do it, that's your freedom to make that choice. Just don't make me and my family and my grandchildren do it.
So my question to you is what I know this isn't a new idea, but what is making you now call on Texas legislature to make this change in the state of Texas?
Well, a couple of things. I run the nutrition programs for the USDA, 12 of those, including school lunch, breakfast, summer feeding programs. I run all the nutrition programs for the state. And having gotten to know and follow Bobby Kennedy Jr. and his Make America Healthy Again, it sparked my interest in this. So I started doing research because Bobby Kennedy came out last November and said that, fluoride is bad for us. So I've been researching that, and sure enough, he's right. The science is there that we probably shouldn't be drinking water with fluoride in it.
So tell me a little bit about what you would like to see as the commissioner for Texas water. I know you said you want it to be fresh and clean, but what does it take for that to happen? Is it just the removal of fluoride, or are there other things you want to tackle?
Well, the governor could do it by executive order banning fluoride in public drinking water. The legislature could take action and file a bill and run it through the House and Senate and get it to the governor's desk. There's still plenty of time to do that. So that's the two avenues we have. And hopefully someone will hear the message and run with it and get that done for the sake of and good of all people in Texas. It'd just be a good thing to do.
And do you foresee any financial problems for the state of Texas trying to get fluoride completely out of water, or have you thought about what that plan might take?
Well, I don't think there'll be a fiscal note with it at all. Matter of fact, it will save water districts and cities, that deliver water to the public some money because they're not having to buy the chemicals and maintain the equipment that, injects it and mixes it in the drinking water. So it should be a cost saver to the public, I would think.
And what reaction have you received from people you've had this conversation with about getting this done?
You know, 99% of it has been positive. People agree with me. They don't think we should be putting chemicals in our drinking water, especially the ones we know that causes harm. So it's time to move on and get rid of the fluoride in the water and any other chemicals. Uh, let's don't put them in our drinking water.
Commissioner, you've put out the call with the statement. What comes next? What's the next step in this process?
Well, I made the call. I've alerted the public. I've alerted the legislature, the governor. Now it's time for action. I'm not a lawmaker. I'm a regulator. I run a state agency, so I can't make the law, but they can. The legislature can file a bill to make the law. The governor could issue an executive order, which would get us through until the law could the bill could become law. So it's in the legislature's hands at this point.
And for people who are in the state of Texas may not understand or have questions, what would you say to them?
Well, you can do your own research. I mean, it's not hard. There's a lot of information out there on the benefits and the harmful effects of fluoride in your water. It causes arthritis, causes your bones to be weak, thyroid disease, causes cancer. You know, I would trade a cavity or two not to have cancer or thyroid disease myself.
And is there anything else that you would like to say or add that maybe I haven't asked you?
Well, I think we're just give people the freedom to choose where they drink pure water, water that has chemicals in it. I think 95% of the people are going to agree with me. I'd just soon not have chemicals in my water. So we'll see if the legislature responds or if the governor responds. Hopefully they will. It's just good, sound cowboy logic not to put chemicals in your drinking water.